because I've now got to tackle the thing in this caravan that I hate more than anything else, especially because I've got a slightly dodgy elbow, and this is it. Honey? Ooh. Yeah, it's the bloody table again. No, I'm not using the loo for the things you use the loo for. I'm using it because I've now got to tackle the thing in this caravan that I hate more than anything else, especially because I've got a slightly dodgy elbow, and this is it, honey. This stupid little cupboard with an even more stupid. Ooh. Yeah, it's the bloody table again. This is heavy. I'm not kidding, okay? This is heavy. We need to use it a lot when we're away and working, which both Steve and I do a lot. And even Steve finds it a struggle. It is what comes with the caravan, and I don't like it. And I want to get a shot of it, and I want to do something else. But equally, I don't want a flimsy, cheap thing, like some of the caravan and camping tables. You know, you put anything on it, it goes... or it wobbles about like mad. See, I'm going to show you how difficult it is, because even worse, trying to get around here and trying to put the damn thing back. Oh my God. I'm not putting this on, I promise. Yeah, have I got it in? You need an O level or a GCSE just to put it in and out. Okay, right, there you go. Have I got that right? Yeah, have I?
Yeah, it's quite a challenge, that, isn't it? Every
yeah,
time
sorry.
you want to
I'm
get
out
it
of
out.
breath. I need to sit down. Yeah. Yeah, I need to rest for half an hour after that. Yeah, thanks.
Look what's arrived!
But will it work? Is this really a solution, Steve? Is that lightweight table
Look.
actually lightweight?
Look. I will get it out of the box. Look, all I've done is open the top. Look. But I'll just take out this plastic. Hang on. Got a plastic bag. You know, for all your vintage stuff.
Oh yeah.
Want a big plastic bag? Because we
All
can
right.
recycle
Don't
all
tell
that.
everyone that I'm always buying stuff on Vinted.
Why not? Because that's what you do.
Oh,
Look,
I sell stuff on Vinted too.
look at this. Look, one finger.
Okay, but question: is it flimsy?
No, it's solid. I'll just take these off. And oh look, it's got clips.
Brilliant.
And that's that. Look. So light.
Okay, well let's take it down and see how it works in situ. Because obviously
Okay.
we don't use a table on the bed, do we?
Okay. Okay, so just a normal pair of household scales. 1 stone, 3 and a bit pounds. Well, nearly 3.5 pounds. 1 stone, 3.5 pounds. And then for the new one, it does seem that it needs to have a minimum of 1 stone. And so out come the trusty luggage scales. And let's try again. And so there you have it. Somewhat lighter. Well, let's put this back into position and see what she says.
This does appear to be our solution. This table, look, even I, with dodgy elbow, easy.
It is a lot lighter.
And it's not wobbly. I'm going to test it with your laptop. Here we go. Yeah. So this is what we're like. Steve's usually here, I'm usually here.
Yeah, that works all right, that.
Fine, so it's big enough. But clearly, if you're not going to use the table that comes with the caravan and you've got a new table, there's a cost.
There is. We will have to keep the old table because we're not going to get rid of it, because if and when we get rid of the caravan, it's got to go back.
That's right.
But that is much better.
Yeah. And I think this was It was over £100, but for us,
It was £135 online from Isabella.
yeah, good. But for us, because we use it loads, and that table is just so heavy and clunky, this is going to be brilliant. Much, much better. Worth that money any day of the week, because we'll use it all the time.
Now, when it comes to homeworking, though, internet is the thing.
Right. Yes, internet is the thing, and you're more geeky than me. And I just wanted to say, viewers, why is it if we do a film about badgers coming to our awning, which is amazing and interesting and lovely and cute, about 500 people watch it. But if you do something boring like water treatment inlet,
That's not boring.
thousands of you watch that. Thousands of you watch the Wi-Fi, and I'm like. However, of course, it is important. I get that. So when it comes to Wi-Fi, we need it. We have various solutions for it. And if you want all the boring detail, I'm just going to pass you straight on to Steve.
Well, it's not that boring, is it? Because, as you said, you need it. First thing you do to get to site is you have a look at the Wi-Fi on site, some of which is free. And you have join that, and you go, God, this is shit, and it's not even good enough to be able to stream TV.
Yeah.
So we have to bring our own, do our own thing. So we'll have a talk about that in a minute. It's a subject we come across and go over and over again. It's just like never ending.
And we do accept there's loads of people, caravanners, campers, motorhomers, that are not interested in connectivity. In fact, it's of no interest to them. They want to live entirely in the real world. They're not working from their caravan, or they see it as a break, a way of switching off. And I totally get that. It just isn't us. Steve and I have a capacity to be unconnected from the world for about 24 to 48 hours max, even if we're overseas.
Well, not you and your work and your social media and stuff. You have to be connected all the time.
I do have to be connected a lot. I am less connected in the caravan in that we're out and about and doing things, of course. You know, they're breaks. But, you know, if you run your own business, you are on a lot more than if you're employed. But nevertheless, this Wi-Fi information we totally accept is not for everyone.
No, I'm coming
You're doing
in.
the singing thing.
I'm doing the singing thing.
Yes.
How was it?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it much better?
Does what much better. It's
So much lighter.
Yes, even I can. Well, it does hurt my arm, but it's so much lighter.
Fabulous, fabulous.
So,
Right.
Okay, well, we're now going to talk about Wi-Fi. We've got some notes, Steve. You need to wear your glasses.
Left them indoors. Sorry about that.
Yes, viewers, I tend to be Steve's
You're going to give it to me anyway?
Yes, I'm going to give it to you anyway.
All right, I'll
Peer.
peer. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's start with why we got this table anyway, because we spend an awful lot of time working in the van.
Yeah.
When we're away, right?
Yes.
So whether that be home working or streaming stuff at night time as well for watching TVs and things of that nature.
And anyone who's looked at our channel will have seen or know, particularly last year, that we'll often go away on work days or when I'm working, which means that although we're in the van and in a different place, which is lovely, we still have to do a day's work.
Absolutely, absolutely. But first of all, let's talk about the different types of Wi-Fi that you have. Now, the very first thing is a lot of sites are now providing Wi-Fi. They say it's for free, but it's not for free, is it?
No, of course, it's included in the overnight cost.
Overnight cost, yes.
Yeah.
So, but it's not particularly brilliant, is
No.
it? So I'm thinking CCC sites, they include Wi-Fi. They are typically good enough for just checking your mails. I mean, who does that these days? Just
Me.
checking your mails.
Me.
What, you don't do Zoom?
Oh, yeah, I do Zoom.
And you don't use it for streaming?
The first thing I do is check my emails.
Well, you can do that on the site Wi-Fi, but you can't do anything else.
Sometimes it's even a struggle to do that.
Yes, it is. Yes, sometimes it is a struggle. Yeah, I have to agree with that. Okay, so it's kind of a given that the Wi-Fi site is going to be rubbish, especially if you got kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because what do?
Well, they see the internet as part of their everyday life, as a
YouTube, Facebook, watching TikTok, blah, 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 streaming
Snapchat,
videos.
all of that.
Stuff.
They want to be on it. They want to be on it. They do not want to be disconnected. Mind you, nor do we, Steve.
Yeah, and all we do is moan at them for using all their data. So
Yes.
we tend not to do that. That's
Yes.
another reason why we do it. So what's the cheapest method then? Right, just to tether to your phone.
Yeah.
Right. So we all got one phone. We tether to that, and then what happens?
Yeah. You go out for a walk.
Take the phone with me because I'm
Yeah.
going to take a few photos, and you've lost. All of you have
Can't
lost
use my
internet.
laptop at all. Yeah.
So World War III breaks out when you're beginning to use tethering, which is, it's okay if there's only a couple of us, but when there's lots and lots of people, it doesn't bloody work, does it?
No.
So you buy a MiFi box, which is a box that you all connect to.
And as if by magic,
Have you got one?
it's
Yeah,
here. I've got
you've
one.
got one.
There.
Now, this is, before I get onto that conversation about this particular one, let's talk about a MiFi. These things have a SIM card inside it, right? And wirelessly, everybody connects to this, right? And then it's the SIM card and the provider you go with that provides you with the internet access. So
you're bypassing whatever is on the site,
correct.
aren't you? You've got your own
Got your own thing,
yeah.
should you need it. Now, we over the years have discovered that sticking with, I'm going to say, the main two providers, especially when you go abroad, and you'll understand why. O2 and Vodafone are the biggest, and in my view the better of the rest of the providers anyway. Now, in this country, we can use other ones rather than going direct and take advantage of their deals.
Yes.
Now, we do that.
Yes.
Right. The reason we do that is because of the roaming abilities within certain contracts. So, for example, you had to just recently change your mobile contract to Vodafone.
Yeah.
Right. Once you had signed up for that package, they offered you another option to say you can have another user on it for 100 gig.
Yeah.
Right, for a tenner a month.
An add-on, wouldn't it? It's an upsell within the deal.
So immediately you think, what, a tenner a month for 100 gig? That sounds like massive amounts of data.
Yeah,
I can use
brilliant.
that.
Brilliant for us, for this.
Yeah,
Put
well,
that SIM card in this.
yeah, it would. However, there's a problem, right? Because of international roaming, right? When I go to France or Germany or anywhere with that, then I'm connecting to the local provider, right?
Yeah.
And then piggybacking on the Vodafone in that case. Vodafone have what they call a fair use policy, in so much that you can only use up to 25 gig per month.
Overseas?
Overseas.
So you can use 100 gig in the UK, but
only
overseas 25.
Which is no good.
No good.
No good. So, which is the reason why we've gone to Sky, because Sky piggyback off the back of O2. What they have though is the ability to roll your data, right? So, for example, I have a contract that gives me 25 gig. I don't use any of it, right, at all. The next month comes along, I've got 25 gig and 25 gig from the previous month, so it rolled over. So I've now got 50. And right, but I'm not capped when I go abroad.
Yeah.
I can use all 50. Now, for example, we went to France.
Yes, last year.
Last year. And with our brand new caravan and trying to use our new satellite dish. However,
We had a big problem because the site, we'd booked months in advance and we didn't even think about it until we got there. They put us on a pitch surrounded by trees. So our brand new satellite dish, which we were desperate to
Couldn't be
try out,
used.
didn't work.
couldn't be used, it could be.
And, you can see a previous film where we had a bit of a rant about that, but it didn't make any difference. They weren't going to move us for various reasons. And we had to rely on this.
Now, we tend to find, I don't know, it's about this country, God knows, but the signal quality here is particularly crap.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if we lived any further out of Swindon, you'd be getting 3G, right?
Well, Wiltshire as a whole has black holes. It has areas where even 3G
Yeah,
can't
I
get
know,
anything
you don't
at
get
all.
anything at all.
It's so rural.
But just 2 miles down the road, there's 5G.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, this box will connect to 5G and will do 5G. The previous one that I had before that only did 4G, right, as a max. Now, manufacturers like the likes of Vodafone and people like that are also doing away with old technology, and 3G they consider an old technology. They're phasing that out,
Yeah.
bringing in more 5G. So that is good from that point of view.
Yeah. However, with the back to the sky, you've got to be careful if you're going with packages and you're shopping around and you are intending to travel overseas. You've got to be careful and look at those little clauses. The roaming charges you're going to pay anyway now because of Brexit. It's a standard daily fee that you have to pay just for the privilege of using your system, however it is, overseas. And we found it's £2 a day, isn't it?
Yeah, £2 a day.
Yeah.
Sky have a different package as well. Well, they still have the £2 a day roaming fee, but up to 10 gig, there is no roaming fee. Once you use 10 gig or more, then the roaming fee kicks in. So you might see it on one day and not the next.
Yeah.
And then the next day you might see it. But we spent the entire 2 weeks, because of having no satellite, of having to stream absolutely everything.
Yeah.
The signal was very good, even some remote places, their signal out there is superb.
Yeah.
So we had good streaming abilities on 2 TVs, operating at the same time, and us using phones and iPads and things like that. Not an issue at all. And in that 2 weeks, we clocked up with going out and about as well and things like that. But 70 gig is what we used.
Yeah, easily.
Right.
And that was just 2 of us.
Right. So, but either way, that's more than 25 gig fair use policy. So you couldn't use that one. Now, you also have with Sky, I'm going to call it kind of a gotcha, in so much that this rollover only lasts 3 years.
Yeah.
Right. Now, we have, how much was it we got on our piggy bank? Shed loads, isn't it?
Yeah, 290 gig. Because we don't go away in the caravan every single month. We might go away just for a weekend, 1 month. So like January, for instance, this year we've not been away. Our first trip is in February. However, last year we did go away in January for a work do. So 1 month we may use no gigs at all, but that just bumps over to the next month and the next month.
Yeah, yeah. And over the last couple of years, we've amassed in our bucket, if you like, 290 gig is in there.
Yeah.
Right. So we were out of contract because the contract typically only lasts 1 year with this particular deal.
Yeah.
And we said to them, we're not paying our, what was it, £18 a month we were paying?
What we did was, if you've ever dealt with Sky in any capacity, you will know what a nightmare it is trying to talk to a person. They do everything they can to keep you online.
They do.
So as a result, we were paying £18 a month, and we were looking around, and they had a better deal at 20 gig a month, but with double your data for a period of time, so it became 40 gig a month. At £11, we thought we'll go on to that.
No, we went less than that. So it was 10 we're paying
Yeah.
for, but it's double data, so that's 20.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still £11 a month.
Yeah, yeah. We thought £11 a month, that's better. So I clicked on it and we set it up. And then the next day we got a new SIM card and a whole new deal. So it's me panicking, we'd lost all our data. So I rang up finally to find customer services after about 3 weeks of trying to find a number. Anyway, got to speak to someone. And anyway, it wasn't at all clear on the internet. What I'd done was inadvertently cancelled what we had and started a new contract. And I pointed out to them that that wasn't clear, so they were fine. They restarted the contract for a year, kept our piggy bank, and we're now at £11 a month. And we've got 290 gig in our piggy bank. We're in our 3rd year, so at the end of this year, technically we lose anything that's in our piggy bank, though I'm going to try and persuade them otherwise. So what I would advise if you're going to do this is, if you've got loads in your piggy bank, look at your deal when it's up and go for a much lower gig so you start to use that up.
Absolutely, but it's, to categorise an old American saying, you don't know what you don't know.
No.
Or how much data are you going to use?
Yeah.
No idea.
And a little tip, because the guy at Sky seemed to think everybody in the world knew this. I didn't know it, and I couldn't find it on the website. Everyone, even if you have a mobile phone, because we've only got mobiles, we haven't got landlines, and we want to ring them, just ring 150 and we'll get through to Sky. And apparently everybody in the world knows that, or everybody in the UK. I didn't know it. So I don't need to go through, hopefully, all that rigmarole again. I can just ring 150 and either renew or in a year's time go on to another deal.
Yeah. And then all you do is pop SIM card into this and away you go. Now, this is the newer one. I'm going to go into copious details. I have another video called Mimo. I will pop a thumbnail up at the end of this video. But I strongly suggest you watch that one. Not only does it deal with internet around here as well, plug it into your house, but the routers and things that are involved in that. But more importantly is Mimo, M-I-M-O, right? Inside this, there are 4 aerials, and it combines the aerials together, right, to give you a good cellular presence, and also from a Wi-Fi point of view. This one has the latest technology. I say the latest, it changes every 6 months, so I have to keep up with it. But this has got 6E capabilities into it, which is a Wi-Fi speeds. Normally Wi-Fi's laptops 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Obviously 5 gigahertz is slightly faster, but less of range, but they have 6 gigahertz into this as well, and 6E. The latest is 7, right?
I know, but they cost a bit, don't they?
They do, but then I suppose they would have to be treated a bit like a mobile phone, right? Mobile phones, I mean, the latest iPhones are what? Well, the Maxes are about £1,000 or so.
Yeah.
That is £899. I do have the 4G version, which I will be sticking on that auction
house.
Yeah.
With 4 letters beginning with E.
Yeah, but that'll be on there soon because I don't need it anymore. And this will replace it, but it will do 5G and the latest tech. Now, this laptop has the latest tech. It will get the best speeds out of this, as in a wireless connection, then connected from this to your whoever your cellular provider is. So yes, it makes a bit of a difference as to the tools that you use as well.
Yeah, it all kind of has to link up, but because Steve works and I run my own business, our tech does tend to be relatively up to date. And by relatively up to date, I usually mean under 3 years old.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's kind of a must to have either a tethering option, which we can use and be aware, because there's only 2 of us now, it's not too bad. But as I say, walking about out and about the late speeds and things, your phone might be too old.
And also, if we take Jess, our dog, I will often take her for a walk, and I will always take my camera because I like getting pictures of wildlife and flowers and birds and stuff like that. So if we were tethering to my phone, Steve would be stuffed. He wouldn't be able to do any work if I was out for half an hour walking the dog.
You're on Vodafone, you might have the only signal, and even this, I have found that some places we go to have no signal.
What do you do then?
Well, not a lot. You have to put up with the local Wi-Fi, or as we've done in the past, some of the sites know this, right, that the Wi-Fi signal is crap and the mobile signal is crap, like that Chew Valley site we went to. The mobile signal was rubbish on Vodafone and O2, and basically anything. You had Edge, right?
It was Edge, wasn't it? Yeah.
Edge. God. It's like bugger all signal. So you had to buy their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it was...
Because it's not free and included in the rather expensive pitch prices.
It was what was it, £3 a day or £7 for...
Yeah, 3 days
3 days or something, wasn't it? And we paid it.
Well, you've got no choice.
Yeah, we paid it. Like sometimes when I'm in a hotel, if I'm away for work and the signal's rubbish, I pay the extra because I can't be doing with the hassle
of having nothing.
And the frustration of not being able to do things.
But 90% of the time,
that's good.
These are good, right? Gives us what we want. So all I've done is turned this on, right? And it said we got no gig use. Don't worry about that bit for a second. But we're on Sky, we're on 4G, and we have full 4 bars. 5 bars actually on that. But don't worry about that. Here's a mobile phone. So I'll just unlock this and then put this wirelessly. Instead of being on our network, we'll be on the Goal View. There's a 2.4 and there's a 5, but we'll do the 2.4. Connecting to that. I'm just going to wait until it's connected to it. That's that one. Now, 2.4 gigahertz is what everything connects to. That typically tends to be the slower speed. 5G is the other one, so I'll just connect to that instead, which means it is faster than 2.4 gigahertz speed. So this is the 5 gigahertz speed, but the range is a lot less, but as you can see, it's not very far away. So I'm now connected to the 5G. So what I will now do is a speed test. Right. And we're down here. Can you see that I'm connected to Sky on my iPhone 14 Pro Max? That's what this is. And then I'll do a speed test. Right. We're on the Vodafone network.
Is that because Sky's Vodafone then?
No, Sky's O2.
Yeah, okay.
It just happened to be using the Bracknell connection. But as you can see, it's only getting 8, 9, 10. I'll do it again in a minute. I tend to find that you need to do 2 tests on this.
Okay.
Well, that's better download than it is upload.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, better upload than it is download. Test again, which is that one. This tends to be a bit more realistic. That is rubbish.
What's good then? What would good be?
About 25.
Okay.
About 20-ish, 25. So that says 4G plus. We'll do a test on that. This on Vodafone. I'm going to move off of that Vodafone in a second and see what else is out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to change that server. Right. We'll do, because these are all the suppliers. I mean, why Vodafone? I don't know. We'll choose another one. So the nearest one is University of Bath. I don't know why. Right?
No.
Bracknell.
I mean, we're about the University of Bath's what, 45, 50 miles away from here?
Yeah. Anyway, right, we'll do a go. And it'll say, right, Sky is what you connect to via University of Bath to provide your internet. That is much better. Ish. No, what's it gone down to? Around about 20, which is ample. See, that is good enough to work from and stream video and TV. That's very good. I'll just do that. I've streamed them. And typically your download speed, this is you surfing the internet and getting results back quite quickly. The other one is the upload, and that's you uploading to the internet. So that's your video, for example, going up. Again, around about 10 for that is pretty good. If that was like 2 bars, then what we can do is we can actually plug our aerial in, which is our antenna aerial, and plug it into these little receptors at the bottom, which will then take our signal up as best it can from inside the caravan. Most caravans are plastic anyway now, or wood, but there's hardly any metal based ones anymore, so the signal or the aerial needs to be on the outside. That is not the case. You can actually run these on quite happily internally. But the aerial, if you put it on, it then takes, remember, the 4 aerials in here down to 2. So it will reduce your speed but give you a better signal. You might find that works in either case. But for us, we got an option there. We have choices. We can choose whether to have a better signal or not. What I will do is I'll take this and this into town, and we'll see it on 5G and see what the speed there is. I suspect 5G will be somewhat higher than that.
Oh, coming out. Still 5G.
Right, I'm just going to pull over here, right, because we're in the middle of town. What have we got?
We've got 5G.
5G. Okay, yeah. So we'll switch cameras.
Right.
Okay, so as you can see here, we now have 5G with full bars on it. So what I'm going to do is just put that there for a second. I'll now do a speed test again. We'll test again. Still connecting to University of Bath gas. Look at that. 155. 130. I'll tell you what the average is. 109. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Amazing.
But this is only attempt number 1. As I say, I tend to find 2 tests seems to be the way to go. I'll just do this again. And we'll do a test again. Sky University of Bath. Look at that, 170. I went up to that.
Yeah, it did.
But, you know, 5G, once they'd roll that out everywhere, we have the box that can do it. You know, that is perfectly good for you sending video and receiving video. 110, even 15 on the way down. So, there we go. A conclusive test. So 5G obviously is the way to go forward. This box can do it. There are others that, as I say, this is not the only Wi-Fi device there is. The battery seems to last for a very long time unless you just pull the back off. We have a piece of Velcro because I can stick it all over the caravan in a place that gives you the best signal. But there we go. Press that button, down it goes. A lot bloody easier. Will it fit in the same hole? I would have thought so, same size. I hope you found that useful. Please like,
Subscribe and
hit the little bell.